Welcome back to the Afton Ice Arena here at St. Louis, Missouri. Tim Woodburn along with Jack Bean. We're after one period of play for the National Junior C Championship of USA Hockey. The Marquette Flyers lead the South Coast Sabers by a score of 2-1. South Coast out shooting Marquette 13-10, Jack, but I'd say that the quality scoring chances were a little bit the other way.
There was a lot of dump-ins on those 13 shots from the blue line and out. Most of Marquette's shots were quality scoring chances.
We're underway here. South Coast in black going from left to right, Marquette right to left. And Marquette leading by a score of 2-1. Here's Preston throwing it into the Marquette zone. It's knocked down there by Jared Phillips. He makes a move around Lyons, comes to center and tries to throw it in but can't. Justin White with it now. Here back come the other way. The Marquette Flyers freeze into the zone, knocked away by Preston. He tries to clear once again, pace on him, and they can't clear the zone as Schwinn to throw it in. Lyons with it now along the near boards. He's hammered into the boards by Bierman, and Cisco with it will backhand it at the center. Derek Freeze with it now for Marquette. Makes the move around Cisco. You're on him. He's hauled down. Knocking it toward the net and steering it aside is Daly. Mike Jones hammers Schwinn into the corner. Bierman in now to help out. Jones and Bierman battling for the loose puck. Schwinn will pick it up on his backhand behind the net. Cisco on him. Jones hits it right to Bierman in front. Oh, Pace just had it deflected away. Now Pace in front, a shot. Wow, and he put that one way high and over the goal as he had a quality chance right there about 5 feet away, and that must have just been the puck on edge or something there because he just badly missed it.
He was just trying to go upstairs, and he did go upstairs. He got a field goal on that one. In fact, it went right off the American flag there. It's an interesting thing there. Pace, number 41, was also doing a very good job of checking on Preston, and he was holding them up there. And it was real interesting. After they gained control of the puck in the corner, he slid into the slot untouched, and Preston didn't follow him in there and cover his man.
Face off outside of the South Coast zone. It goes back into the South Coast end, and Gouvion behind his own net will set up along the left wing boards. He looks for Graff. Graff trying to tip it out and can't. Held in by Musco. Now we have a penalty coming up to South Coast. Here's Dupress behind the net. He's hauled down by Bisogno. Musco with it now. Sixth attacker on, and it's knocked away by Gouvion. And we're going to have a high sticking penalty here against Matt Gouvion, and that happened behind the net.
It happened as he was skating right in front of the net there. He got it up right around the face mask area, and we'll see the first power play opportunity for Marquette.
Gouvion off for a high sticking here at 1:10. Marquette have their first power play opportunity of the game. South Coast is 0 for 2, and Marquette has a shorthanded goal during that time. Face off to the right of the South Coast goalie, Jeff Daly. Bierman is out there along with Pace and Cliff Lunny. Derek Freeze is out there along with 1 point. And I believe the other man is Voigt. Oh, that's Chip Betts as now the puck trickles right toward Daly, and he'll cover up on it. And we'll have another face-off deep inside the South Coast zone.
Well, you can see why Jeremy Bierman is one of the top scorers in this tournament. He just put the puck between the centerman's leg, danced in, and went in. As you recall, in the first period, he set up the 2-on-1, the second goal for Marquette. He's a playmaker and a scorer.
He's already scored one goal in this tournament exactly like that, and on another play like that, he hit the post. Preston and Bierman to take the draw. To the right of Daly, it's won by Marquette. Pace with the loose puck. Coming out to the blue line, he throws along the left side. Chip Betts, right circle. He'll fire one, and that's deflected off of Jones. It'll come to the corner. Cliff Lunny with it, backhanding it for Betts. He beats White to it. White with the high stick, knocking it back to his teammate Jones, and he'll whack it right down the ice and on to the stick of Jeff Hansen. Throwing it up along the left wing side. It's past his own forward, and now Cisco with it at center ice will knock it back into the Marquette zone. Derek Freeze with it over there. Preston on him, but Freeze will chip it right to himself off the boards, and he makes a move around one man White, and he comes into the South Coast zone. Freeze stops, spins, throwing it to the point. Pace with it there. Flicks it with his hand down, back to Freeze. He's hammered by Cisco, and he'll come behind the net to Mike Jones. Throwing up along the left wing side. Bierman holds it in, makes a nice play to get it to Chip Betts at the point. Chip Betts back to Bierman, far circle. Mike Jones with it now behind the net as it trickles to him. Lunny can't get there. Cisco along the near boards will hit it up to White, and he and Pace will battle for it there along the boards. Now it comes to Preston, and he will knock it out of the South Coast zone and down the ice. Less than a minute to play in this power play for the Marquette Flyers. Chip Betts behind his own net, exiting to the right. He gets it up to Lunny. Now Bierman with it across the blue line, across center. Bierman to Pace, one-on-one. Pace fakes the shot. Now he stops, spins. What a pass to Lunny. A shot. Oh, and a nice save there by Daly. And the net is off its moorings, and the referee doesn't realize it. Now comes to Bierman in front. Shot! Oh, what a save by Daly. Rebound, score! Cliff Lunny along the left wing side as Bierman made a nice pass to him after his first shot was stuffed. And Cliff Lunny scores his fourth goal of this tournament on the power play for Marquette, and it's 3-1.
I'll tell you what, I think the goaltender there made a mistake. When the net was off its moorings, he went and grabbed it and put it back on. When you're on a power play or you're trying to kill a penalty and the puck's in your own zone, the net's off, you push it further back away. And that cost him a goal there. That was a big goal. Again, Bierman had a heck of a lot to do with that one.
Face off at center ice. It's picked up by Lyons of South Coast, knocked away from him by Musco, and it comes into the South Coast zone. Mike Jones with it there. Knocked off his stick by Musco. Now it comes to Glass at center. Here it is picked up by Musco, and it's 3-on-1. Jones in the left circle, a shot. And he didn't use his man in front. He elected for the long one, and Hansen made a nice save. Jones with it now, still battling for it. Pace picking up along there for the Marquette Flyers, and now it's knocked out by Musco, and Chip Betts will knock it to center. With the puck now is Jones, hammering it into the Marquette zone. Hansen behind his net, it'll set it up there. He'll throw it up along the left wing side for Phil. He handles it with his skates, and he'll clear to center. Knocked right back in by Woodall. Back behind the Marquette net, Joe Voigt. Slow in getting there. Aquarelli hammers it, but Voigt is able to screen him, and he throws it up the left wing side for Phil. Across this blue line, Phil to center now. Into the South Coast zone. He winds up, and Bisogna was able to get to that puck in time before Phil got any wood on it. Now, here we got a penalty coming up here to 17 Wade as he hammered Bisogna into the boards. And I guess he just got his hands up there, and referee John Sears was going to call a cross check on number 17, Joe Voigt.
John Scherzer calls a cross-check on that call. He could have called checking from behind, and that would have been a 2-minute minor and a 10-minute misconduct, but luckily for Marquette, they only gave him the minor, so that was pretty lucky call there because that could have been a checking from behind there.
South Coast will run a power play here. Meanwhile, that previous goal, Lunny, is fourth of the year from Bierman at 2:34. And Marquette and White with a 3-1 lead in this championship game. Siska with it on the power play for South Coast across his blue line ahead to Antabliot, and he'll throw it into the Marquette zone. Hansen will set it up there. He likes to clear it himself, and he does, but Graff holds it in. Now it trickles through his stick, and he'll have to come to center. Graff up the right wing boards to Antablion, throwing it back to the Marquette zone. Hammered off the puck by Bierman. Hansen behind the net. Jared Phillips trying to make a move, and does. Phillips will try and clear along the right circle, but it's held in. Oh, and now they roll. It was offside as they roll the puck. Just trickle out of the line before Bisogno brought it back in. I think that was a good call by Larry Jones.
Yeah, Larry Jones, it was right on the money there. It just trickled outside the zone. Saw a little daylight between the blue line and the puck, and he made the correct call there. I tell you, I was just watching the Bierman skate that last shift. The kid knows where the puck is at all times, and he's really always moving to the puck, breaking to the openings. He's a heck of a player.
Face off just outside of the Marquette zone. Lunny knocking a high stick with it at Bierman, and he does a weak clearing pass to Antablion at center. He'll set up there on the left wing side. Mike Jones into the Marquette zone. I'll hammer it behind the net. Hansen misses it. It comes to the right point. Siska can't get to it first. And here comes Bierman on the left wing side. He's got a partial break. And on left circle shot. Save Daly. Here's Mike Jones with it behind his net. Back the other way comes South Coast. Along the right wing side, he misses his man. Number 15, Holly, and Derek Freese will come back for it. And this is going to be icing against South Coast. As I thought Derek Freese could have played it there, but the linesman ruled that it got past him quick enough, and we'll have a face-off all the way down the South Coast zone, and streaking down the left side once again is the heads-up play of Jeremy Bierman.
Yeah, he broke towards the left wing boards there, and he got a great pass there, and he came down the left wing boards, but the goaltender for South Coast, Jeff Daly, cut the angle, really didn't give him anything to shoot at.
Pacola will take the face-off over there for the Marquette Flyers, and he loses the draw to Justin White, but Pacola picks up the loose puck. Now White steals it from him once again, and Justin White will circle behind his own net. Still a minute to go in this South Coast power play up along the left wing side. Mike Jones with it. Puck off of his stick. Now Jones across center, and he'll throw it into the Marquette zone. Lions going after it. Derek Freese intercepts it there, and Freese will wind up, and he'll whack it down the ice right on goal, and Daly a stick save. Derek Freese has already scored on 3 long shots this tournament. Here's Siska at the right circle in his own zone. Still on the power play. Siska motors across the blue line, across the red line. Makes a move around one man into this Marquette zone, but he tried to do a little bit too much there by himself, and it comes out along the right wing. Here's Pacola, a partial break, 1-on-1 with White. Pacola left circle, goes to his backhand in front. Pace couldn't get a stick on it, as it was a nice defensive play there by Lyons. Lyons along the left wing side, across the red line, into the Marquette zone. He's around one man. 1-on-3, he beats one, but right there is Tony Pace behind his own net, and he'll whack it along the left wing side, and that will clear the zone, and that'll likely do it for this South Coast power play. in his own zone with it. There's
Oh,
Jones
he's
stolen
getting
away by
away.
Pace. In between the circles, lost control of it, and he was lucky there as Cisco was late coming back. Now they throw it back to Freeze at center, and Freeze will knock it back into the South Coast zone, and poorly doing so because this is, well, they initially ruled it was going to be icing, but now they waive it. Here's Preston with it across the red line. Preston 1-on-3, tries to make a move. He's hammering off the puck. Aquarelli in front. Oh, Preston had a nice tip, but the net had already come off its mooring, and we'll have a face-off deep into the Marquette zone.
Good scoring opportunity there. They hit the outside winger coming in. He tried to get it back to him. He had a little tip in there, but Hansen stood up big there, and like most good goaltenders, when the thing's a little scramble, you make sure the net comes off a little bit there too.
Yep. Jeff Hansen has notoriously done that throughout this tournament. A tournament in which he is 4-0 with a 2.25 goals against average and 1 shutout. He has been stellar in the nets. Aquarelli to take the draw over there with Zorza to the right of Hansen. It's won by South Coast. Preston picked up the loose puck, couldn't get a wrist shot off. Now Bisogno will throw it toward the net, but it's knocked away by Vogt, and it'll come to center. Woodall hammer it back into the Marquette zone. Vogt behind his own net. Exiting to the right of Hansen. Joe Vogt, number 17, along the left wing side. It's a poor clearing outlet pass. This one will go all the way down the ice, and this will be icing once again against Marquette, and we'll throw it all the way back into the Marquette zone. Not much connection for either team on these long outlet passes, Jack.
No, it's a low percentage pass, especially in a national championship game when you want to try and make 120 feet with the puck. I'll tell you what, the short, crisp passes are the ones that are going to move you down as a unit. You might try the long one every once in a while to keep the other team honest, but overall, it's the short passes that will get you down the ice better.
Face off to the left of the Marquette goalie, Jeff Hansen. Aquarelli is given the thumb, and in will step Eric Preston. Face off won by South Coast. Woodall will hammer it behind the net. It goes off the linesman, and now Marquette will clear it down the ice, and icing is waived. Bisogno to the left of his own goal behind the net. Zorza on him. He throws it up the right wing side. Held in by Marquette. Now it's cleared out by Aquarelli. Throws along the left wing side. Just missed Preston. It'll come into the zone. Carricks. Nice move by Preston, but he can't find the loose puck, and Vogt will clear it up along the right wing side. Now Zorza hits it, but it's kept back in by South Coast, and they're waiting to get onside. They still can't do it correctly, and Hansen will clear up the left wing side. Glass tried to whack it toward the net before Hansen could get back, but he couldn't get a stick on it. It'll come to center. Woodall with the bouncing puck. Ahead to Aquarelli, back to Bisogno. Backhands it up along the left wing side. It's whacked back in by Marquette, and it'll come into the South Coast zone. We're under 8 minutes to play in the second period. Marquette and White leading by a score 3-1. Bierman intercepting it in his own side of neutral ice. Bierman backhanding it up to number 11, Zambon, but it's knocked away there by Holly, and he'll throw it into the Marquette zone. Now here's a nice clearing pass to Mike Phillips. Phillips to Bierman, back to Phillips. It goes into the South Coast zone. Bisogno will knock it ahead, and if Holly hurries, he's got a 2-on-1, but Vogt clears nicely. Now Glass with it, waiting for his team to get onside, throwing it into the Marquette zone. Hansen will set it up behind the net. Vogt with it there. Bisogno on him. He overskated the puck, and Tablian falls down. Bierman steals it from him. He tries to clear and can as Jones will hold it in. Glass with it, far side. It comes to the near circle, and now here's a shot. Right on goal by Bisogno. A loose puck, and the Marquette Flyers will clear. In his own zone, Mike Jones is being chased by Zambon. Throwing it up the left wing side. It clears the zone, and Chip Betts will circle in his own end. Betts, Holly on him, throwing it up along the right wing side. Phillips can't handle it there, and Graff along the left wing will whack it to center. Holly over his stick. He'll come to Joe Vogt along the right wing side, and Vogt's going to ice the puck for the third time this period.
Yeah, it seems like right now Marquette's kind of in a little bit of a funk right now. They don't seem to be getting much done. They're having not very good success in breaking the puck out of the zone clean, so they're resorting to some dumps and some ices, and right now they're playing like they got a 3-1 lead with there's only like 5 minutes left in the game, but there's a long way to go. There's a period and 6 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in this game, and they better be careful. One goal in this game is anyone's game.
And I would think before long that the South Coast Sabres would put the full pinch on for their defensemen and try and attempt on any offensive opportunity possible.
Should be coming soon.
Marquette trying to clear the zone, and it's held in by Gouvion, but he thought it was offside. He'll clear it along his own side of neutral ice. Mike Jones with it there across the red line. He'll hammer it into the Marquette zone. Hansen back there behind his own net will set it up for Chip Betts. Now Hansen tries to clear it. It trickles through to Chip Betts along the near corner. Betts with it, number 1. Makes a nice outlet pass to Musco. Here come the Marquette Flyers. Zambon trying to make a move, and he can't. Musco with it now. Looks for Thill in front. Musco to his backhand. Going in front, a shot. Nice save, Daly. It trickles by, and it comes to center. Mike Jones with it to Preston. Preston around one man, he's one-on-one. Look out here. Preston makes a nice move on his skate, turns, spins, throws it in front. Oh, a shot! And Hansen knocked the net off its moorings once again. As Eric Preston made a nice move to corral that loose puck there. He was looking for Antablion. And we will have a face-off, I believe, in the Marquette zone.
I'll tell you what, Jeff Hansen's got to be leading the tournament and post knocked off the moorings here. I'll tell you what, he does a real good job of disguising it, and he looks so innocent after he does it, but believe me, that was very intentional, and he's going to get away with it as long as he continues to make it look innocent.
And I wonder if referee John Serza would even call a penalty like that in a championship game, especially if it's questionable.
Very highly unlikely. You see the two top guns going right at each other right now.
Preston and Bierman to the right of Hansen. It's won by Preston. He whacks it back to Gouvion, who can't hold it in the zone. Now Bierman races past him. He's got a breakaway attempt. Here along the left circle is Lunny, and he'll circle, stops. Penalty coming up the south coast. In front, it's knocked away by Preston. And we're going to get a high sticking call against Justin White here, against Gouvion. And with 5:55 remaining in the second period, John Serza is calling a high sticking penalty against Matt Gouvion.
Gouvion slowed down to number 12 for Marquette by giving him a little bit of a stick to the face area, and that's probably the reason that that break didn't turn into a scoring opportunity, and it was a good call by the referee.
Marquette 1 for 1 on the power play in this game. That was the goal by Cliff Lunny in this period. And they'll have another chance here with 5:55 remaining in the second. All the big guns are out there for Marquette. They want to put this one away. Lunny, Bierman, Pace, Freeze, and Betts. Now it comes to Freeze. Left circle in front of the circles. He throws one. He tried to tip one to Lunny. Betts can't hold it in as Bisogno hammers him, and Bierman will knock it back behind the net. Cliff Lunny with it over his stick. Here's Pace with it, near circle. Knocked off the puck by Bisogno. Justin White will pick it up, and he'll backhand it all the way down the ice. And setting up there will be Jeff Hansen. Pressed it on him. Hansen will clear up the left wing side dangerously to Freeze. He'll throw it to center to Bierman. Lots of skating room. Bierman 3-on-2. Makes a move. He's around Bisogno to his backhand. Bierman a long shot. Oh, and it hit the post. Oh, Bierman had Jeff Daly beat, but he hit the far post. Hansen once again an outlet pass to Freeze. Freeze along the left wing side. Here's Cliff Lunny. It's off his stick, and it's knocked right back into the Marquette zone by number 3. Behind his own net, this is Freeze. Along the left wing side, here's Bierman with it, center ice. Bierman makes a move, but he can't get around Preston. Preston eludes one check by Pace, and now he'll hammer it right back into the Marquette zone. Hansen will set it up for Derek Freeze. There's still 56 seconds remaining on Marquette's power play. Derek Freeze exiting to the right, looks for some room. Hits it up along the left wing side, but Preston will steal that. And now Marquette will corral it once again.
Oh, you got him.
Chip Betts hits Bierman, and he'll tip it into the South Coast zone. Sisko slow in getting to it. Lunny beats him to it, but Sisko will get it on his stick. Now Sisko will hit it to Justin White, and he will whack it right back down the ice. Here's Hansen, a long outlet clearing pass to Bierman once again. He's got some skating room across the red line. Bierman, 1-on-3. He's hauled down, but it is knocked right back down the ice by the South Coast Sabers. Still 21 seconds remaining in this power play for the Marquette Flyers and White, who lead 3-1. Betts to center. Bierman will tip it into the South Coast zone. It comes behind the net. Tony Pace coming near side. Can't get beat Siska to the puck. Siska hammers into the boards and then gets the loose puck, and he'll clear weakly out. Betts holding it in. A shot tipped on by Pace, and a nice save by Daly. And Marquette can't hold the puck in there, and now we are skating at full strength. Left wing side, this is Musco. Throwing it ahead. It's off the stick of Dupris, and now Mike Jones in his own zone will knock it all the way down the ice. And it'll be an icing call against the South Coast Sabers.
Well, I tell you what, that was a very good scoring opportunity by number 41, Tony Pace, on the deflection, the shot from the point, and the goaltender for South Coast Sabers. Jeff Daly made a great play there to hold his own there. And on another account, I'll tell you what, you see Jeremy Bierman with the puck, and if I'm the goaltender, I'm going, there's going to be a scoring opportunity, because every time he gets it, there is one.
Musco and Holly will take the face off to the left. It's won by Marquette. Knocked back toward the goal. Here's a chance for Marquette in front. Shot, score! Musco picked up the loose puck as it went right through the legs of Bisogno. And with 3:34 remaining in the second, Marquette increases their lead 4-1.
Boy, that was a big goal. I'll tell you what, Musco took his time on a rolling puck. He waited till the goaltender to go down. He moved around him and stuffed it into the open side of the net. You know, the goaltender was helpless there. It was him again, you know, and whoever made the first move in that situation was going to lose. And the puck was bouncing, so he was able to settle it and walk right around him, and that might be a national championship goal there.
Musco is second of the tournament from Phil here at 11:26. Gouvion behind his own net. And there's another chance in front for Dupras. Here's a shot in front. Musco moves it. Here's a shot for 7. Score! Once again, a loose puck is knocked into the net by Pacola, and Marquette is pouring it on. They had a 2-on-0 there in front of the net. Inexplicably, no South Coast defenseman anywhere in sight.
Oh, big breakdown by South Coast. They're a little rattled now. There's a big 2 goals there in the last few seconds there, and a big breakdown in the zone. And I'll tell you what, Marquette didn't make any mistake with there. The goaltender again made the big first save, but there was nothing left to do but put in the rebound over the fallen goaltender. Big goals here, and I think it's on a roll now.
Pacola, his second of the game and second of the tournament from Musco and Dupras at 11:42, just 16 seconds after Musco had scored. Now we have a penalty coming up to Marquette. Siska with it into the Marquette zone, still with the loose puck, and now finally Marquette will clear it out, and we will have a power play opportunity for the South Coast Sabers. And Dupras is going to go off for high sticking here with 3:06 remaining in the second.
There's a good call again there. He had him at the blue line with a high stick, and it's an opportunity for South Coast to get back in the game. It's probably imperative that they put one in here because the thing seems to be rolling all for Marquette right now.
5-1 lead for the Marquette Flyers with 3:06 remaining here in the second period. South Coast is 0 for 3 on the power play, and they would seemingly have to score one here or at least try and put one in before this period end to have a chance here in the third.
It's going to take something here, and you like to get it started with the power play, get some momentum back here. There was a tough shift there, the last one out, and they need to regain their composure, settle it down, work a good power play, get a good scoring opportunity. Whether they score or not isn't totally imperative, but they need at least a good scoring opportunity in this power play.
White and Lunny will take the draw. It's knocked right down the ice and right to the right of goalie Jeff Daly. Siska with it, Lunny on him. Siska exiting to the left with some speed, knocking it up to center. Oh, he hammers number 6 over there. That's Kevin Thill. And Siska got his stick up high. And he's going to get a roughing call here, and that is going to be nullifying the South Coast power play just 12 seconds in.
Boy, they really didn't need that, I'll tell you, Tim. You lose your composure for just a few minutes, especially in a championship game, and it can all run away from you. You work for something for the whole season, and you come all the way down here to St. Louis and from California, and you hope that you're able to maintain your composure throughout the whole tournament. And it's tough when everything's on the line and some bad things happen to maintain your composure, but it's imperative. The winners do, and the losers don't, and that's what's going on right now.
Preston and Lunny will take the draw outside of the South Coast zone. We'll be 4-on-4 here for the next minute 44, and the puck is dribbled into the Marquette zone. Hansen will hit it up along the left wing side. A nice clearing pass. Here comes Marquette with it. Kevin Thill along the right side. Lunny with the puck now. Spins, can't make a move. He's decked by Preston, and he'll come in front. A nice chance for Thill there, but it hit Gouvion's stick, and we'll have a face-off inside of the South Coast zone. And boy, even with play slowing down there, that was a good scoring chance for Kevin Thill.
Yeah, that was a good scoring opportunity. They had a 2-on-2. They did a little bit of a weave, even though the little crisscross there, even though the first man got knocked down, it also provided an instant pick and then gave him another good scoring opportunity.
Thill and Preston to take the draw over there. We're still 4-on-4. Now Mike Jones with it for South Coast. It's held in nicely by Betts, and it'll come back into the South Coast zone. Gouvion tries to clear, can't. Betts holding it in. Here's a chance in front now. Here is Lunny with it, but he can't find Phil along the left wing side. Now Betts hits Preston off the puck. Betts along the left side. Here's Freeze. He's got a big shot, but he broke his stick. And breaking out are the South Coast Sabers, 3-on-1. But it is knocked away by Betts. That was a poor pass there with that kind of a rush, and Gouvion will hit it right back in. And we are offside in the Marquette zone. Why would he go for an outlet pass there? A 3-on-1 with the second guy coming back with no stick.
I don't know. Again, they're panicking a little bit there, and I'll tell you what, the type of night it is, I think even the blade of the stick went in the net there, off the broken stick.
Everything going in here in the second period. We'll be 4-on-4 here for the next minute. 2:06 remaining in the second period. The Marquette Flyers from Michigan in white leading by a score of 5-1. We'll have a face-off here just on the Marquette side of center ice. Musco and Preston. It's won by the Sabers, and Gouvion will hit it right on goal, and Hansen will knock it to the corner. Ken Carricks to the left of his own goal, throwing along the right wing side. This is number 6, Ortegal, throwing it to Chip Betts. He'll come to center. He's with Musco, 2-on-2. Betts making a move. can't get around the third man, and it'll come back out to neutral ice. Carrick's with a backhander, can't get it in, and now Pacola, who's got 2 goals already, is hammered down to the ice, and South Coast will clear. Chip Betts at his own side of center, now across the red line, into Pacola, who tips it into the South Coast zone. Gouvion behind his own net to the right, knocking up the right wing side, a poor clearing pass. Ortega with it there. Now they go for a long pass for Preston, and they just missed it by about 6 inches. Hansen way out of his net will clear. It's out of the zone, and knocking it back in is Mike Jones. Now a loose puck at center ice. Jones with it. He's got Holly with him. 2-on-2. Oh, he's hammered by Ken Carricks, and it comes back to center. Here's Chip Betts for Marquette. A long shot, and Daly will stip that aside. Another one right on, and Daly, an easy stick save. Gouvion behind the net with the rebound. Here's a chance to wrap out in front. Betts shot, score! Chip Betts pouring it on. A power play goal, and it's 6-1.
Yeah, there was only a few seconds on the power play. Both defensemen got caught behind the net there, and they both tried to take the same man, and he walked out of behind the net with the puck. And I'll tell you what, this is a little bit of the icing on the cake here. South Coast is gonna really have to dig deep to get this game back to being respectable.
Chip Betts on a wraparound, his first of the tournament, unassisted at the 14-minute mark, and Marquette with a commanding 6-1 lead in the championship game of the National Junior C Finals.
That was his 3rd shot on that entire rest. He cranked it once, he cranked it twice, picked up the puck behind the net, and finally put it in.
Just walked in front with no one there. Woodall knocking it into the Marquette zone. Here is Jared Phillips trying to look for the home run pass, and it can't get there. And now back into the zone with it is Holly. He finds Justin White along the right wing boards. Now number 7 is Zambon at his own corner. Woodall holding it in. It comes to Holly once again. Zambon falls down. Derek Freeze with it over there, battling with Holly. Now Zambon trying to clear the zone, and does. Here's Marquette with it, 2-on-3. Number 5, Zorza, left wing side. He'll shot right on, and Daly a save. Loose puck in front, and boy, the South Coast Sabers just having all kinds of problems carrying their zone defensively. Knocked back into the Marquette zone. Jared Phillips on it there. Justin White hammering him. Loose puck, won by South Coast. It comes in front, a nice shot. Hansen to save. Rebound, Owen. A nice play there by Zambon to clear it away before they could get any move on it. Now here's number 18. This is Mike Phillips in alone. Phillips behind the net as it went off his stick. Throwing one in front. And it's stolen away by South Coast, and they'll clear to center. And that's going to end the second period as we have a big collision over here along the near boards. Bisogno is harrying his stick along the near boards. I can't tell who the Marquette player is, but I don't think any penalties are going to get called. But once again, a collision after the buzzer, and that's just an act of frustration right there. 4 second period goals by the Marquette Flyers, Jack, and they have a commanding 6-1 lead in the third.
I'll tell you, the only thing you got to do if you're Marquette is go in there and realize that you're 15 minutes away from a national championship. You don't do anything silly. You don't try anything fancy. You gain zones. You put it down their zone. You don't take the penalties. You don't let their retaliations hurt you. If you do that, you're going home national champions, and I tell you what, you can see it in their eyes. They can smell it.
Once again, Marquette with a 6-1 lead after 2 periods of the National Junior C Championships here at the Afton Ice Rink. This is National Championship Hockey.